So welcome back to Blake's Den. Plan in this video is to try and get the passenger side wing fitted. But before I do that, I want to investigate how bad the corrosion is on the front here. So this panel is pretty much shot at that end, which is fine. I bought a non-genuine mini spares front end about 18 months ago when I first started on the project. The idea was I would cut it to get the valance off because I thought the valance needed replacing. But now I'm debating, do I put that whole front end on? But those front ends aren't a great fit. Obviously I've got a new wing on that side I can fettle, but I don't think that wing needs replacing. So what I've just done, I've whizzed around with a grinder with a wire brush on, picked up all the rust spots on the bumper and front panel, and yeah, it's not too bad actually, not as bad as I first thought. So we've got a lot of corrosion on the valance, but it's pretty, it's all solid, so that should clean up. A few repairs to do on the seams and the flanges, but that's fine. That end I think I'm going to cut off and repair using that panel. This side, it's gone underneath the wing quite badly. It's gone around the indicator lens and around this side. Yeah, big hole there. So again, I can use that panel to fix that. So it might seem a bit of an odd thing to do, just put a whole new front end on, but I want to try and keep this car original, and you could just replace every panel, but then you've lost a bit of originality with the car. But at the same time, you don't want to go for originality and sacrifice quality. But I think it's going to be a really big job to fit that front end and getting it to fit, when I've already got a good front end, just bad in a few places. I can do some patch repairs and sort of leave it as that and clean it all up. So that's my plan. That plan's subject to change. Right, I'm going to then think about removing this section here. So I need to have a think about how to do that. So looking on the back side of that panel, two wings off the back of it. So it looks like it's spot welded multiple places onto the inner wing, and it's probably spot welded on that wing as well, or that sort of, what you call it, arm. So I think if I cut down there and sacrifice those brackets, I can then cut on the front end, similarly about where I've got that line. I'll probably cut along here as well, I think. So I'm just doing that bit. And then on the replacement panel, so we've got those wings on the back there. So yeah, I think that's the plan. So I'm going to have to be brave and get the grinder out, cut that off, forget about it for a bit, and get the front wing on. So I've cleaned all that up, put some rust treatment on, some Hydrate 80. Also I got the rest of the L bracket off here. As I was ripping off the spot weld, it tore a hole, so I've just got a patch on there ready to weld. I used the air saw to cut the quarter panel off in the end. I felt it was just a bit more controllable than the angle grinder. Plus I could get into the tight spots, which I couldn't do with the grinder. So right, I'm going to get this patch welded on, and I'm also going to weld up just a few of these holes here because I don't want my new plug welds for the wing to end up like half over one of these holes and then for the blowout when I weld it. So I'll fill those in and I'll put a bit of backing material behind, which won't weld when I do it. You'll see on the video. Right, I'll get you set up and you can watch me do this. So that's that welding done. For these plug welds I just put a piece of aluminium behind. I think it used to be one of them door push things, you know, when you go through a door. So never throw anything away because it's always useful. So plugged all up those, my patch is on down there, all ground back. Nearly there. Last things I want to do is get some paint on this inner wing before I start fitting the outer wing. And I want to put a load of weld-through primer along these edges where I'm going to be welding. Weld-through primer down here because that's where the plate goes. And then the rest of it will get covered in like my Bonda red oxide primer. Plus it might be a few days before I get around to doing it, so I don't want it to flash rust. So that's what I'll do. And then I think we're ready for the wing. Got the silver zinc rich primer on there, so along the edges where the welding's going to take place, and then I'm going to paint on my Bonda rust primer, basically everything else. I'm not going to film that because that would literally be like watching paint dry, so I'll show you the before and I'll show you the after. And that's the after shot with the red oxide primer applied. Really satisfying to paint it on. It really sort of transforms the look of the car, so yeah, happy with that. Obviously left some bits exposed where the bracket goes, left those edges exposed, so yeah, really happy with that. Right, I think I'm probably going to wrap it up there for now. The next job is to get the wing on, and that's going to take quite a bit of fettling, so it's probably going to be quite a long video itself. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Hope you've learned something. As usual, make sure you comment on the videos and like the videos. I really like to have that interaction with you guys to know you're out there watching the videos and enjoying what you're seeing. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.